Hey, horror fans, once again, this is me, the Horror Miser G. And I'm pretty sure if you haven't looking up at the online news that has just dropped, yes, Sydney is back.
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser G. Now, unless you've been living under a cave for these past few years, we know what's been going on with Scream 7, with all the news that Melissa Barrera was not brought back for Scream 7. Then Jenna Ortega, she left out. She's not returning back, mainly probably because of what happened to Melissa. So then, of course, the director, I forgot his name, it'll come up to me. He left the project. He said he's going to do other projects. So what's going to happen with Scream 7? Well, news just dropped that Nerve Campbell will be returning in Scream 7 and Kevin Williamson, the original writer, will be directing. Ah, wow. Talk about some news. Now, I'm pulling this from the Variety website. You see, Nerve Campbell returning for Scream 7 after exiting franchise over salary controversy. Now, we all know what happened, that she and Radio Silence couldn't come up with, I would say, a salary. So she said, I'm not returning for Scream 6. Because of salary concerns, she would not return for that franchise. So it was the first time we did not see Sidney Prescott in a Scream film. You know, we had Courtney Cox. She returned. We all know what happened to David Arquette. You know, the original the three amigos that were in all the Scream films up until Scream 6. But now, after the disaster that took place last year, it was obviously people wanted her to come back. She was being very vague about when she's going to come back. But we now seeing that she is returning for Scream 7. Now, as we see in the article in Variety, it says, after sitting out Scream 6 over salary dispute, franchise star Nerve Campbell has announced her return to the upcoming 7th movie. Sidney Prescott is coming back, Campbell posted on Instagram Tuesday. It's always been such a blast and honor to get to play Sidney in Scream movies. My appreciation for these films and what they have meant to me has never waned. I was very happy and proud to say I have been asked, and in the most respectful way, to bring Sydney back to the screen. And I couldn't be more thrilled. So obviously, they're probably going to pay her, which, of course, I figured that was going to happen after the disaster that took place last year. Now, along with Campbell's return, Scream creator and writer Kevin Williamson is taking over as director of Scream 7. He wrote the first, second, and fourth Scream movies, in addition to executing producing the 2022 reboot Scream and the sequel Scream 6. According, he said, it's been nearly 30 years since my very first script. Scream was directed by the legendary late great Wes Craven. Williamson wrote on Instagram, I never would have predicted it would have become, nor would I be directing the 7th installment of the franchise. I was overcome with gratitude and excitement. I can't wait to take this journey with Nev and the entire Scream family, and we'll be back as Sidney Prescott in the next chapter of the Scream franchise. Thank you, all the Scream fans. You are the gift that keeps giving. Now, I don't know how Sidney Prescott's going to come back in this particular film. We don't have the particulars right now. That was mostly the article that states Sidney saying that she's back. Kevin Williams said he's going to be directing this time. It's going to be interesting to see what type of a screen, how they're going, what type of a story they're going to give Scream, how she's going to come back, and how this makes sense. Will they actually bring back part of the core 4 or just the core 2? Now that we know that Melissa's not coming back and neither Jenna Ortega's coming back, so we have no idea what they're going to do with this particular version of Scream. If they're not bringing back the core 4, then obviously they have to bring back some of the old characters that we had prior to what we, for this particular version of Scream. Now, the rest of the article says Gary Buswick, who wrote the 5th and 6th Scream films with James Vanderbilt, is taking over screenwriting reins. Vanderbilt will continue to produce alongside his Project X Entertainment partners William Sherrick and Paul Neilstein. The film's collective Radio Silence, who directed and produced the previous 2 Scream films, will serve as executive producers. So Radio Silence is once again executive producing the film. Like I said before, obviously they must have come to terms where they had no choice to pay Sidney Prescott the money. Now, of course, Campbell's return comes after Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, who starred in the previous two Scream films, will not return for the seventh film. Beretta was fired from Scream 7 last year over social media posts about Israel. Shortly after that news broke out, Ortega exited Scream 7 due to her filming schedule for season 2 on Netflix Wednesday. Now, I actually think that was more in part to what happened to Melissa. I know her and Jenna are really good friends. I think when she found out what happened to Melissa, she said, you know what, if Melissa's not going to be in the film, I'm not going to be in the film, and just use that excuse about her scheduling conflicts with uh, Wednesday, the second season Wednesday. Now, it could be true that there were scheduling conflicts, but I really think that she did that to support Melissa. So I'm pretty sure a lot of Scream fans are happy, especially those people who love Sidney Prescott, because a lot of people didn't like the fact that she was not in Scream 6. They basically felt as though this is her series, this is her story. As far as my feelings are concerned with Sidney Prescott, I have nothing against Sidney Prescott's character. I thought she was a fantastic final girl. She was more of the modern age final girl that we have seen come along these past few years since she was first introduced back in the mid 90s. And the character has come a long way. I thought Nerve Campbell has done a good job portraying Sydney, but I eventually thought that her, Gail, and Dewey's story had become stale. I think those three should have been moved along, moved along and bring out some new characters. And I really did enjoy the core four, especially in Scream 6. It brought some more excitement into the franchise. Yes, we did miss Sydney, but as I said before, it's time to bring us in new blood, and that's why I thought Scream 6 did a good job. It's a shame what happened to Melissa and what Radio Silence did. No, I wouldn't say what Radio Silence did to her. I thought that was a shame to fire somebody, when she's the focal point of the film. But I'm pretty sure it's glad to see Sidney back. I really don't know what the next phase of a Screaming will be, how they're going to bring back. Will Courtney Cox come back? Who else is going to come back in this particular show? Where is this going to be set? Are they going back to Woodsboro? We really don't know, but I'm pretty sure more of that will come along in the weeks to come. So there you have it, guys. Really quick video once again. And of course, Sydney is back. So this will definitely make Scream fans happy. So there you have it, guys. That's my quick video for the Scream 7 update. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up, like, and share. Really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button, ring that notification bell. That way, you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember that horror rules. And I see you in my next video. You guys stay safe out there.